What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tune Check episode 2. My name is Chris, and for this episode, we're just going to talk about some singles that came out on Friday, 2 R&B projects that dropped. One of them dropped like a few weeks ago that I wanted to really talk about on this episode, that it was just that good. And then the other one is for Kehlani, Crash. As I mentioned, we're going to talk about the singles first. So these are singles that, from artists that I like. There are other singles that came out too this weekend, but like they're just trash, honestly. Like the first single I wanted to talk about was from Glorilla. She released Thank God It's Friday, TGIF. This song was hard, honestly. Like Glorilla, she's been like on she had a pretty good run. Her last project was pretty cool. I checked it out. But this single right here is like fire. Like it's just a hype song basically. Obviously it's about it being Friday, but like it's a really good hype song. It's just about her just speaking about how she's flexing and feeling fresh. She's about to pop out, just chill. She got like good vibes around her and stuff. So, check it out. If you need something to like hype you up when you're about to go out on a Friday night, this is the song to check out. This is the one that you got to play. Well, one of the ones that you got to play to like hype yourself up. So check it out, run it up. And then the next song is from Key Glock called Big Big Money. It's just him pretty much rapping about chasing the bag. I know everybody here is a bag chaser. Everyone that's listening is a bag chaser. Definitely check it out. He's been on a pretty good run recently. Like his album Glaucoma 2 was pretty lit. He had some really good singles released too. Like Let's Go. He released a video for that. Then he did a remix. So he's been doing his thing. So definitely check this single out. It's pretty fire. The next song, I didn't really like it too much, but I just wanted to mention it. It's from Gunna and IDK. It's called Tiffany. This track was kind of disappointing a little bit. Gunna's been having a pretty good run, like for the past like 2 years, with back-to-back good albums and stuff. So I kind of felt like he should have delivered a little bit more. Like him and IDK sounded the same on this track. The beat was cool, but it's not really nothing like too crazy to talk about. I just wanted to mention it because like I said, it was kind of a letdown. So hopefully like he has better collaborations coming out. And then after that, the next single is Rich the Kid and Kanye West featuring Ty Dolla $ign. The song's called Give Me a Second. So this song was fire. I didn't really think Rich the Kid did his best on his verse, but the beat was hard. Like you could tell, like because it's Kanye. The synths on this like single was fire. The vocals that they used to like samples like in the background, like a choir, fire. Kanye went off on this. Like he's pretty much just talking about like how people are like doing him wrong, and even with that he's still on top. Like, and that's true. He's still one of like he's still on top right now. Like even him after like being canceled and everything, like he's still in people's mouths. Like people are still talking about him. Like he's still one of the GOATs. So, shout out to Kanye. Ty Dolla $ign was on this, but I feel like I didn't really hear too much about him on this track. Like I didn't hear him at all on this track. He probably said like 2 lines and that's it. But it is what it is. But I feel like this was like a little teaser for Vultures too. I don't know. I don't really see it coming out anytime soon. Even though they said that it might, but I don't think so. Probably come out like next year or something. But the next song I wanted to mention is from Black. It's called Fuck the Rap Game. So I didn't like this song. Like I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do with this, but he was trying to rap, and like I know he's an R&B artist and stuff. It doesn't really it just sounds like he's rap singing on most of his music. I like Black. I fuck with his music and his style, and he does make really good R&B songs, but it really just sounds like rap singing most of the time. But on this track, he was just talking about like fuck the rap game, this and that. Pretty much saying that he don't care, like he keeps his business to himself and stuff. I just thought it was a random song from him to release. Like if he is gonna release a rap album, I hope he like distinguishes it from his R&B songs. We'll see what happens. And then the last single I wanted to mention was DJ Mustard and Travis Scott. They dropped their song Parking Lot. This song was pretty fire. Mustard on the beat, that's already hard. Like he produced it and everything. That's always gonna be hard. He has a good run right now too, because he like produced Kendrick's Not Like Us. That's been blowing up. Potentially might be like the number 1 song of the summer. I feel like it's competing with $1 Million Baby. But this song was pretty lit. Travis Scott has been on his shit Like, for real. I don't know what happened to him, but like within like the past like 2 years, not even like a year and shit, like he's really been on his shit. He's been rapping really good. He's been killing features. His flow on this song was fire. It made the song come together even more. Like, it wasn't too overbearing or nothing. He's really been doing it. So shout out to him. I don't know. I know he's going on tour in a few days. If he has something else coming out, like a project or something, like, yo, it's gonna be heat. I'm not the biggest Travis Scott fan, but if he is dropping a project, is gonna slap. Moving past the singles, now we're gonna talk about the two R&B projects that dropped. The first one is from Durand Bernarr, En Route. It don't matter. Just know he got there. This came out like, I believe, late May, early June-ish, before the first episode, but it's just so good that like I just wanted to, review it. It has only 7 tracks. If you don't know who Durand Bernarr is, he's an R&B artist. I believe he's from LA too. I first heard about him on the Terrell Show like 5 years ago. Like, really good. Like, his voice is amazing. Great singer, great versatility. Like, he's so like creative. He's done songs with Kaytranada too, so like check it out, especially on Kaytranada's new album. So the first track of this R&B project is called Unknown. His voice on this song is like phenomenal. He starts off the song narrating, and then it goes into like a nice little soulful kind of R&B vibe. Then the horns on the track like added like emphasis to his lyrics, because he kind of like was singing the lyrics as the horns was going on at the same time. His falsetto on this track was good. It was giving like Prince kind of like vibes, the way he sounded and the way that he sung it. It was great. Like, it was really, really good. And I was just so like surprised. I'm like, damn, this is like a really good intro track. He's basically just singing about someone being scared to like open up in love. Basically, like, he just wants the person to be comfortable being emotional with him, you know what I'm saying? Like, love's been a theme throughout this whole album. On this song, he also shows his vocal range a bit more. His melodies, his background vocals was really, really good. There's like a guitar in the middle of the song. I guess you could say like the breakdown. This was a really, really strong intro for this project, and like, this is one of the examples of how intro should be when it comes to albums, mixtapes, EPs, but definitely like a really good way to start the small EP. The next song is called Fist Bump. This is featuring Free Nationals. So this is another R&B song that was like soulful. It had like a lot of funk elements too. It was giving me Thundercat kind of vibes, Silk Sonic. In the middle of the song, he switches to like a jazz kind of vibe, and then he goes back to the original sound of the song. So he's basically saying that he doesn't want people to get too close to him, because he doesn't want to get hurt from them and get messed up. Like, him saying, oh, you're gonna mess up my makeup, this and that, is like, I took it as like him, like, damn, like, he's hurt, he's gonna start crying, it's gonna like leak everywhere, whatever. But that's how I took it. But regardless, the song is fire. Like, even if it's just something real casual that's just singing about really literally fist bumping people, it's a really good song. Then the next song is called GPS. This song was pretty lit. It was given like a lot of like Spanish kind of vibes. It was fire though. We Hispanic on this side, so I thought it was lit. He like plays with his voice on this song a lot, with his tone, his range and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, towards the end, he kind of does like a little like rock kind of like section on the song. Like, R&B and rock is also like a good fusion. For example, like Miguel, Wild Heart. It was a fusion of rock and R&B. Like, that's one of my favorite albums of all time. Miguel's my favorite R&B artist, to be honest. I like hearing genres that blend well, and I feel like rock and R&B is one of the genres that definitely blend well with each other. But then after the rock section, it goes into like a breakdown. But with this song, he shows his versatility like a lot, from his range, from what he's singing, the genres he incorporated. So the song was pretty fire too. It was one of my favorites. The next song is called Pit Stop. It's featuring Deshaun Jenkins. This one is like a very like laid back kind of song. It's like literally just about like getting gas and stopping somewhere because they high as hell. Like, I like how it just stuck to the theme of, being in a car en route to somewhere. And then the next song is called Neutral. This one gave me Prince vibes too. The percussion and the guitars on this sounded really good. It goes back to the theme of the first song, letting the other person know that it's okay to open up. But on this song, he's saying it's okay to open up and love me. Like, it's pretty, it kind of like answers the question of the first one, or does like the full lap around it. Regardless of how you want to open up and love someone, like, you got to keep it neutral. He's also saying like, regardless of like You know, you opening up and loving me. Don't keep it neutral. You know, show your wild side. All of that. Like, that's what he's trying to say. And I like how, like, the title stuck literally neutral, like, on a shift. All of these songs are sticking to the theme of love and, like, him, like, being in the car and just traveling somewhere. Then the song after that is called Must Be Nice. I liked how this song sounded. Like, he was really hitting his notes with his falsetto and his head voice. Like, he was low-key kind of talking, but it was still cool sometimes. The song is basically just about him bigging up himself because, you know, he thinks he's the guy, he's him, and, you know, who doesn't love a song where, like, you know, makes yourself feel better. After Must Be Nice, the next song is called Processing. I like the concept of this song, basically to just, like, take a second to compose yourself and your feelings before you overreact, come to, like, a conclusion that you know you will never come to, you know, saying crazy shit, like, something you'll regret, you know, like everybody does this. Everybody comes to conclusions. Everybody goes crazy, overreacts. So just being able to just take that second to just put everything together and make sure that you're not like thinking crazy, or make sure that you're not gonna do something that you're not really supposed to be doing or that you wouldn't normally do. After that, the next song is called ETA. This was the last song on the project. I liked how he used this song to close out the EP. Basically about him going to like meet somebody up, and he's just asking, yo, like, what time you're gonna be here, you know, and it sticks to the theme that he touched on about love. Basically, like, don't be scared to love, you know, just pull up, come over here, like, let's get to know each other, let's talk, all of that good stuff. And then he also talks about how, like, he accepts himself and, like, you know, who he is. So it really, like I said, like, it's like a whole full circle kind of thing from the first song, the middle songs as well. So overall, I think this project was a 10 out of 10. It was just great. The emotion, the way he sings, the theme was throughout the entire project, the theme about love and just, you know, being able to accept yourself, telling other people it's okay to love, you know, to be how you are and to love. But overall, like, this was like a really creative EP. This whole thing probably might go over some people's heads. So I'm kind of excited to see what other work he's going to put out, because this was great. Like, I feel like this is his best project to date compared to his last album. I think it came out like last year, I believe. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. I already see that his next project that he might work on soon is going to be a hit too. He's probably going to blow up soon, I feel like, too. Like, he's going to have his moment. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. I also wanted to do like a quick shout out from this project that came out on Friday too. It's from Maida. It's called Endless Night. So this is her collab project with Kaytranada. I just wanted to shout it out. Like, I'm not going to review it because it's like a dance album. You know, we're not doing, you know, no other genres than hip hop and R&B here, but check it out. Like, Kaytranada dropped this album too. I've been listening to that a lot recently too. So, like, definitely check this one out. This one is pretty lit. She's on tour right now with Chris Brown too. So run up her numbers. Go check out her music. You know, tell her I sent you. And then the last album that we're going to talk about is Crash from Kehlani. So she finally dropped her album. I genuinely like Kehlani. Like, I like her music. I think she's a great singer. She's a great artist. I was pretty excited for this album. So the album is 13 songs, 43 minutes. Again, it's called Crash. The first song is called Groove Theory. So this kind of started off as like a country kind of song in the beginning, but then later on it transitioned into like a trap soul, you know, song, trap soul R&B song. It's pretty much her singing to someone, saying, you know, don't damage me. But then she transitions into the next part saying, you know, let's do this together. You know, you and me, like, let's get together. You know, it's her opening up to her being scared, and then eventually like getting comfortable enough to, you know, be with somebody and do these things that they want to do. So I thought that was pretty cool. After that, the second song is called Next to You. It pretty much opens up with some harmonies and, like, you know, voiceover and everything. And then, like, she really, like, sings on this song. Like, she shows her range. It kind of sticks to the theme of the first track. You know, she's singing to someone she loves and opens up to them and tells them that they're always going to protect them and watch over them, you know. And that she's basically, like, learned how to put someone else before her, you know, because it's, like, that's hard for a lot of people. So, you know, she learned how to do that. Like, she's pretty much, like, expressing how she feels about somebody. I feel like this is new for her, you know, because I haven't really heard something like this from her in her recent work. She's very, like, she's usually, like, you know, speaking about, like, bad experiences or heartbreaking stuff. I thought this was very refreshing. And then the third song is After Hours. You know, I don't really gotta say too much about that. It was a single she released for the album. You know, it's a really good summer song, you know, with the sample and everything. The song is lit, so y'all already know. After that, the next song is called What I Want. So on this song, she samples Christina Aguilera. She samples her song What a Girl Wants. and just adds like these like trap elements to the song, and it kind of blends well with the sample and how she used it. So she's basically just singing about the kind of girl that she wants and what they want him to do. And then it transitions towards the end into like a more like dark, kind of like mysterious tone. Like she's doubling back from the what she said in the beginning, but still wanting to be with the person that she's singing to or singing about. And then the next song is the title track. It's called Crash. You know, this song has like some rock elements with the electric guitar playing in at first. I thought that was pretty lit. She's pretty much just saying that she loves the person and that she wants them completely, you know, mind, body, and soul, all of that. She's showing her range and her vocal ability as she sings the words crash over and over. And in this case, crash means something good, like she wants to come together with that person. And I feel like this is a really good example of what a title track should be. Like, it sticks to the theme of the album. A lot of people just name their albums nowadays and don't really put like effort into like showing why it's called that. This definitely like helped show what the album is about and what it mainly focuses on. And then the next song after that is called 8. So she samples Kwame's Only You track. This track still keeps the same theme of love and enjoying love and being free and also like feeling great. You know, I thought this was pretty lit. I liked how she sampled the song as well. After that, the next song is called Sucia. Basically means dirty in Spanish. She has Jill Scott, you know, on as a feature, and also Young Miko. Young Miko makes Spanish music, so, you know, I was hyped for that. I listened to Young Miko. I think she's lit. You know, check her music out. She's fire. She makes like kind of like Spanish trap. She's a Puerto Rican artist. So Kehlani is basically just like singing, pretty much showing her dominance, the dominance that she has over her lover throughout this track, you know. After that, the next song is called Better Not. So she kind of brings it back to like a little country kind of feel. She's singing about how she's always going to choose the person she loves, regardless of everything. And also like talks about or brings up like bad sides of forming any kind of relationship with anybody. Well, specifically for somebody that you care about. But she just explores that, and I thought that was pretty interesting because she does that on a few earlier songs where she talks about something but then talks about the negatives of it, but still like regardless of that, like, you know, she still wants what she wants. And then the next song is called Tears. This is featuring Omale. So this is like a dance track, honestly, and I was fucking with it. Basically just about like, why are you in the club feeling sad and crying type shit. Like, she's just asking somebody like, why are you crying in the club? You know, if you're feeling sad, why are you in the club in the first place? Just stay your ass home or go talk to your friend or something. But that's basically what the song is about, and I thought Omale was pretty lit on this. His verse was fire, but I liked like the dance feel of this. I like how the beat developed towards the end. It was pretty good. I feel like people have been doing like a lot of dance kind of things recently, you know, with like Drake, The Weeknd, all of that, you know, Dawn FM, Honestly Nevermind, and then, you know, Kaytranada dropping his stuff recently too. There's been a lot of artists that have been like making songs like that, you know, Bobby Shmurda, even though like that shit was kind of ass. After that, the next song is called Vegas. She's referencing like, you know, the saying, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. She's singing about like how if she does something with somebody, it's gonna stay like between them, or it's gonna stay between like the four walls that they're in, you know, their room. It's giving like Post Malone kind of vibes too. This song overall is pretty lit. This shows like her versatility a little bit too. And the last track, the dance track. This song was cool, but I didn't really have too much to say about it because it kind of felt like a continuation of one of her earlier tracks. But it was good though, you know. After Deep, the next song is called Chapel. Basically her singing about loving somebody the way that she wants to love, or somebody loving the way that they want to love, you know. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and it also goes into the next track called Lose My Wife. This is the last track on the album. This song is probably like one of the most relevant and relatable songs for anybody. It doesn't matter who it is, like, or who you are, what you like it's relatable to anybody. It's basically her singing about stuff that can damage a relationship. Also about her doing small things that her wife will appreciate. Everybody's done something for someone that you know that they'll appreciate or that they'll really like or love, but there's also been things that people have done to damage that relationship. So she pretty much just talks about that. Also talks about how those small things help solidify that relationship. I thought the name of the track was funny too, like Lose My Wife, but it fits to the theme of what she was trying to give with this song. But overall, like, this album was a 10 out of 10 for me. Like, it was versatile. she definitely like showed different sides of her with this album, stuck to the theme of love and like being free with it. I feel like that's what she was trying to give, you know, not being scared to show this side of her. Most of the time she just makes music like you know, like it's always like sad or about a bad experience, you know. But I feel like this one she was like very free and like explored herself a bit more, and I feel like she had fun doing this, seeing what she could put out other than like her usual sound. But shout out to Kehlani, you know, for dropping a great album. Shout out to Durand for dropping a great album. You know, they both released really good projects, and they're like two of like the most creative projects I've heard this year. I could definitely see Kehlani's album being a contender for album of the year. To be honest, this might be my favorite album of the year from a female artist, from a female R&B artist. But you know, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, check out these albums. Also, like I said on the first episode, you know, follow, like, you know, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, you know, at TuneCheck. Thank you for listening to TuneCheck. Hope you guys have a great week.